So I previously made a cottage build in The Sims, and I decided in my little backstory for that cottage to have a specific sim in mind. And I often do this with my builds where I like to have a backstory with kind of some ideas for color scheme or furniture or what I'm going for in the build, because I feel like I like to have my builds have some personality. So I like to already kind of imagine a sim living in them. But for this cottage build specifically, I mentioned a sim named Lila. And Lila, without getting into it too much because I want to save it for the tour, Lila is an author and she loves to travel. So those are the bare minimum things you need to know. But I thought that I'd actually create a sim for this build, which is something I don't normally do. I tend to do more build content. And so this was actually my first time building a sim in a few years. So I, of course, felt overwhelmed, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the speed cast of Lila Noteworthy. Okay, so immediately I just went ahead and wanted to go through the aspirations and the traits for the sim, which that in and of itself was a lot to go through. As you can see, I'll be clicking through a lot of things and hovering over just to read through some of these traits that we have throughout. But I went ahead and wrote them down. I essentially chose Lila to be a best-selling author aspiration, and then also to have the ambitious, bookworm, and outgoing traits. And I thought that worked really well, obviously, because if she's going to be an author, I want her to be ambitious because we need a, New York Times bestseller or something going for us in that regard. But also, of course, being a bookworm made sense. And then making her outgoing is something that I thought made sense more with the traveling aspect. And then I went through her likes and dislikes, and I didn't want to go through this too much because I know when you play with the sim in game, like they'll actually develop their likes and dislikes a lot of the time. And so I didn't want to like predetermine a lot of those, especially if any of you want to play with Lila moving forward. And so I wanted to leave that option open. But the ones that I did choose were that I liked. I wanted her to like purple stories, boho decor, garden decor, and vintage decor. So things from around the world that she brings home with her was the story I was kind of going for with that. And then gardening and writing. And then for the dislikes, I had arguments, gossip, and egotistical sims. So not too many dislikes there. But as you can see, I was playing with the hair a little bit and wanted to try to do something a little different with not just the color, but having some type of headpiece. And so I really liked this aspect of her look with that. And I don't like necessarily that different hair color has different colored headpieces with them because I really liked a color other than the yellow, but I thought that the hair color looked better, and I liked this hair color specifically on her. So for the casual look, I was really just trying to get in there and click through a lot of things to figure out what everything meant because, again, it had been a minute since I did this. But I kind of chose with something a little bit simple, but also like pretty. So that was kind of the theme overall for Lila, was I wanted her to be in things that were kind of more on the simplistic side, but maybe came from around the world from her travels. She likes to shop and likes all sorts of fashion probably. And so I like to think that her pieces for what she was wearing were from her travels. And so that was the casual look. So now I'm looking more at, I think this is the formal look. And I didn't know what to go for. I kind of wanted more of a classic vibe, but with something a little different. And so I decided on this dress because I thought it had like a classic look to it that was kind of chic and simple, but it also was like, it's timeless, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It has a lot of elements of like modern, but also mixed with classical. And so with the makeup, I was playing around with this a lot, clicking through and trying to understand what everything meant. And I was like, I don't really want anything other than eye makeup and lip makeup. I didn't think it made sense to like make her cheeks super pink or something like that. I'm not a big fan of blush in the first place, but I wanted to go with purple. So as you can see, she has a purple dress, and I kind of stuck with that purple theme a lot because, again, that's her favorite color and that's what I chose for her to like. So I really wanted to play on the purple a lot in her dress and looks overall. So I got her a nice purple lip and a little light purple eyeshadow to go with it, and I think it looks stunning. It's very simple, but then her shoes match that headpiece. So that's why I went more with some like yellows as well in a lot of her clothes, because I didn't want her to necessarily have different hair just to get a different color like garment. I'm just gonna call it a headband. For lack of a better word or know of a better term for that, whatever it is, but went with some like classic pearls. So I was looking at like the cottage pack to see what clothes kind of came with that to match with the type build that I had in mind, because I used a lot of the cottage pack for that build as well. So now we're getting into the athletic look. I really liked this one shoulder kind of vibe with the color scheme. The color scheme with that purple and kind of blue, teal, I don't know what necessarily you would say it is, made me think of the 90s, you know, like Taco Bell. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, the cups and everything. Like, I don't know, I kind of wanted that 90s vibe with this a little bit, and I thought that also went kind of with her vibe with what she's into and liking to travel, and just, I don't know, it just seemed to suit her very, very well. So this one was kind of simple to go with. Once I saw that top, I was like, I'm going with that because I think it looks really cute. I wanted to try to find a better bottom to go with it, and I was struggling with this, and then I decided to go with something that was a little mismatched here. Like, I know the color's not exactly right with the bottoms, but I thought that the bottoms looked like they came from like a different country or something like that from her travels. So that's why I went with that. So now we're getting into the nightgown, like night clothes. That one was really quick. It was really simple. It was purple, and I got the yellow slippers to match the headband, so didn't spend too much time on that. And now we're at the party theme, which again, I chose kind of this purple tone pink color with the yellow. And so I love this dress. I thought it was very, very like flashy in a very simple way. Again, trying to go with that simple vibe for her looks. And so picking the jewelry, I wanted the jewelry to also look like it came from different parts of the country or the world from her travels, because that was the theme I was going with throughout all of this. And I feel like I spent too much time trying to pick her shoes for this, which is funny because you can't even see them under the dress. But I wanted to do something a little bit more fun with the eyes here as well. And so I chose like the gemstones to go around her eyes. And I think I kept that. I don't think I changed it. Yeah, I kept it. Now just looking at jewelry and the rings to put and the bangles, I really liked that vibe a lot too. So I thought that she really loved bracelets. And I don't know about you, but I like looking at bracelets and like little trinkets like that whenever I travel. So that was kind of my thought process in this, is that maybe when she goes somewhere, she gets like a bracelet every time or something like that. Again, I even made her put a shorter dress on so I could see the shoes. But anyway, we're getting into swimwear now, and you know, lo and behold, I chose purple. So not a surprise here with what I did with that. And I didn't want to give her shoes for the swimwear. I don't know how that works necessarily in game, because again, I build a lot, but don't necessarily play. So very simple on that front. And then for the hot weather look, I really like this kind of ombre, like lavender color, and I kind of went with that. And looking back, the hat's kind of fun. I don't know, I didn't really like it at the time, but that was kind of a fun hat. But I did want her to have a hat for this look, and I was like struggling to find something that kind of made sense. And honestly, I'm trying to remember right now, I don't even know if I actually stuck with a hat or not. I think I did. It looks like I did. Yeah, okay, so I kind of went with a white hat. Can't go wrong with that. It'll match with anything. And then I love that the shoes matched her like dress so well with this look too. And it had like a lot of jewels on it. And I love elephants. So once I saw that necklace, I was like, I have to use this necklace. She got it from somewhere as a nice trinket. I'm putting that on her because it matched as well. And then I wanted for this like winter cold weather look, something that looked a lot more modern, and like you could explain that maybe she went, I don't know why, like thinking of like she went to Dubai and like got this in Dubai. I don't know. It kind of like gave off that look of modernity. I can't say that word. I'm just not going to say it. I'm going to leave this in too so you all can laugh at me. But I went through and showed all of the looks really quickly there. And then this is whenever I put her in the home. I don't know why the quality was like that. That was weird. It was not like that when I previewed it. But you can see, although the quality is a little shaky, it bothers me. I get it's between frames whenever I pause it here, but but the first thing she did actually was she went and played chess on the front porch that I have in this cottage, which I thought was kind of funny. That is Lila Noteworthy. So again, she's on the gallery if you want to download and play with her, especially in this lot that she was specifically, made for. I did start streaming on Twitch. So I do not have a set schedule for doing it. I'm basically doing it when I can. But if you want to follow me over there, I would appreciate it. And that link is down in the description below. With that, I hope you had a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye. If you like this idea of like creating a sim specifically for a build, let me know, because all of my builds have this backstory, and I kind of like the idea of making a sim specifically for it. But I really love building so much, so I've just not gotten into CAS sim.